I'm Will.
And I'm Tosha, and this is My Better Half.
Really excited to continue the journey of really digging deep into building a strong relationship, building a strong marriage. Yeah. And we're now in episode 4, and we're excited because over the next 4 episodes, episodes 4, 5, 6, and 7, we're going to talk about the architecture of love. We're going to go a lot deeper. We just kind of laid out the foundation to start off, and now we're going to talk about really building your house and learning how not to tear it down. Now, in these 4 episodes, we're going to deal with relationship killers. We're going to talk about criticism. We're going to talk about the sulfuric acid of contempt, which is really the
Talk
key
about it.
indicator. It is. It's the key indicator for whether marriages survive or fail.
Yeah.
It's contempt. We're going to learn about how to overcome defensiveness and how to overcome stonewalling by learning healthy practices as opposed to things that destroy our relationships. We are really grateful that you've led us into this very sacred space of being able to talk to you about real issues. And today we're going to focus in on talking about criticism and how criticism really shows the power of words, how words have the power of life and death itself.
Yep. So the title of this particular episode, episode 4, is Build Your House, Don't Tear It Down. Listen, we don't wake up one day with a ruined marriage. That's just not how it doesn't collapse in a day, right? What actually happens is it happens little by little, brick by brick, one critical word at a time, one side eye at a time, one attitude at a time, one time where you should have stayed, but you chose to walk away in that conversation. Like it just takes one little thing at a time. So how do we like, what's the antidote to this criticism thing?
Well, the truth is there are real issues you've got to deal with. So you can't live your life with kind of sunshine and rainbows and like, rose-colored glasses. There are things that need to get fixed and things that need to change and things that need to be taken care of.
So why do you think criticism is such a big destroyer of marriage?
Well, because what criticism does is it creates this barrier that stops you from getting to what you're really trying to get to, which is constructive feedback. Like you've got to have constructive feedback. But what criticism does is it literally does not work 100% of the time because you set the other person back on their heels.
Yeah.
And you go from a relationship where you're trying to deal with the issue to now it's a character assassination and you're fighting against the person.
Which creates an unsafe place in your marriage.
And so you don't want to be there, which is wild. But you really just started out by talking about like, can you wash the dishes? Right. I mean, this is where it starts, right? And
Especially for us.
right, well, especially for you, like this is one woman that loves herself a clean sink, which is really good. And
That's not really the problem, right?
no, that's so we both agree that we want a clean sink. We agree on that. But how we go about getting there is really important. You can go from attacking the person with criticism to offering some constructive feedback, and we're going to talk about how to actually do that. And that's going to be key.
All right. So how to build your house and stop tearing it down. Let's jump right into it.
Well, I think the first thing is, everything that we do is informed by scripture. And so I think, Tosha, it might be really good if we started out by just looking at a scripture that I think it can be an anchor for us. And a great scripture would be the one in Proverbs 18:21. And if you could just read that scripture.
Of course. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits. Oh, I love this scripture. The truth is, our words are extremely powerful and important. And if we use the words, the criticism type of words, they actually kill the spirit of your spouse.
But you have to use words that bring life, words that build them up. And the truth is, life is both brought through positive interactions as well as constructive feedback. Peter Drucker, amazing thought leader, says the most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said. So many times you can say, I didn't call you stupid, but you communicated it.
I felt it from
You
you.
know what I'm saying? I didn't say you were incompetent, but you communicated it. The most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said. And I think it's so critical to understand that when a person feels attacked, they stop listening and they start loading their own gun. Because when you feel attacked, you're like, "Oh, I got to prepare for an attack. I've got to defend myself." So the key in your communication is learning to move away from communication that is criticism to communication that is constructive feedback. That is why criticism fails 100% of the time. There's no situation where being critical of the other person is successful. What it produces is it doesn't produce change, it produces an arms race. Like, I'm going to prepare to fight against you. And how we overcome that is learning how to use words and have conversations that are really constructive.
So I say we practice a little bit, our own little personal practice. Okay.
We are doing this all the time.
All right.
Now you
So
see how life really is at the house. Okay, Tom.
all right. So what we're learning and getting a chance to practice in real life is that the antidote is constructive feedback. All right. So if you're going to give healthy, constructive feedback, then you got to start with a gentle startup with your spouse. Okay. Now, a part of having a gentle startup with your spouse, you got to start with how you come at them. You know, it is a gentle thing. It's not a judgmental stance. It's a I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt stance.
Yeah, and for some of us, we just feel like that's just not real. Like that whole gentle business, it just doesn't feel real. It doesn't resonate.
Right.
Like you're not being honest with me. Like tell me what you really think. Um, you want your spouse to be honest, but you do have to understand that if your spouse breaks you down with criticism, nothing's happening. Like, I mean, stuff in the bedroom is like shut down. You know, stuff in life is the kids are miserable. Like, think about this for a second. You've tried this just like I'm going to unload on you, and you've seen that that doesn't work.
You call that being honest.
But there's a difference between like product vomit, like sharing everything you're thinking, and like a strategic plan of going in to try to solve the problem. You want the dishes washed.
Yeah. I mean, if you've been watching, you know that that is a thing for me. I love the dishes washed. Okay. So
How could you engage with us, the other three
okay.
people that cause you trouble?
Okay.
In order
So
to have those dishes washed.
all right. So here's my little 3-point formula. Okay. I'm gonna start with I feel.
Okay.
Okay. I feel like whenever I come in the kitchen and I see that the sink is full of dishes, I actually feel unappreciated and taken for granted.
Okay.
Like, oh, she's gonna get that done. I don't have to worry about washing my own dishes because mom's gonna take care of that.
So when Tasha does that, what happens is she's owning her own emotion and she's not blaming our character. She's not saying you guys are just a bunch of slobs that never wash your dishes. Right. She's saying this is how I feel about it. What's the second?
Now that's not a fact. I don't know that you're thinking that,
Right,
but that's how I feel.
Yeah,
exactly.
makes you feel.
Exactly. And then the second thing is, well, I actually just did both of them. What I feel and what it's about. Okay.
Yeah.
So in this particular case, it's the dishes. You know, I'm telling you what I feel about it. I'm not telling you this is law. You know, it has to be this way. I'm just telling you how I feel about it and what the problem is about it. Okay. The third thing is a need. I get to be vulnerable and express my need.
Mm-hmm.
So I need for now this will surprise you. It's not necessarily that I need you to wash the dishes.
Okay.
Because appreciation is something that's very important to me. I actually need to know that you appreciate that I'm doing the dishes.
Got you.
That's actually what helped me to feel better.
Now, I'll be honest with you, like, the other way that we could go about this is we could just go about the way that we've gone about it like 10,000 times
Okay.
in our house, which is you're so selfish and you never ask about my day. Like you don't know what I'm going through. Like, all right, so we start, we're like, hey, why are there dishes in the sink? And we're like, you know, why you didn't even ask me what's going on. You don't know what I'm dealing with. Like you could make it about yourself. Or you could choose the path of saying, you know what, like I really do need your help.
Yeah.
Whenever you're vulnerable, you share your weakness and your need. You use language of I feel, which just to be completely real, 26 years of saying I feel, it still is weird for me, right? Because I just feel like I feel like it's funny I'd say that.
Yeah.
I feel like talking about feelings just doesn't resonate as being strong. And yet, here's the key. The key to real strength is not thinking about what resonates with you, but what resonates with the other person. You have to listen to what they need while authentically being yourself. So let me be really clear. I'm not remotely advocating that you use feminized language or that you not show up as a man. You need to be yourself, but you do need to understand that as a man, you are talking to your woman.
Yes.
Right? So you've got to understand how to communicate with a completely different life form. They speak another language, right?
Mhm.
So you got to learn how to communicate. It's really important to convey that. Also, men have lots of complex feelings as well. And so it's important that you acknowledge that you also have feelings. You might feel tired. You might be overwhelmed. It'll be fair for Tosha to share that and for me to say, I absolutely want to help you with the dishes, but I'm really feeling a lot right now. Do you mind if I help you in 30 minutes?
Right. But see, I didn't ask for help. See,
Right.
not listening. Look at that.
Okay.
All right. So what I asked for is appreciation. So let's see. How would you do that?
Now that you've said that,
Yeah.
you know what? I just want to let you know, I really appreciate you washing the dishes. It takes a lot of load off me after I've had a really hard day.
My gosh, see, that means a lot to me that I could take a load off of you
Okay.
by doing something I don't mind doing anyway. I just
Okay.
want to be appreciated.
And that's what she wants.
Yeah.
I want to feel respected and valued for the fact that I've had a hard day. Again, understand that so much of what happens is you start off with criticism. You're like, you always leave the house messy. You never, take out the trash. Words like always or never are words that are indictments. How do you come back from that? What you can do is you can either choose to do one of three things. This is how people cope. You can either fight back, like you said that, I'm going to load up, loading for bear, like I'm ready to roll, right?
Yeah.
So you can fight or you can flee. You can say, I got to go downstairs and watch the game. You're like, you could just gonna go away, right? Or you could just freeze up, like, I don't even know what to do. And now the person that should be making you feel the most adequate makes you feel the most inadequate. 100% of the time, criticism doesn't work. So you've got to choose constructive words. Remember Proverbs 18:21. The tongue has the power of life and death. You have the power in your home to use your words to tear your wife down, to tear your kids down, to tear the people around you down, or you have the power to build them up. Our lives are informed by our faith, and we believe that God created the world with words. And so you can create your world, your home with the words that you choose, or you can choose to destroy your world with the words that you choose. Words are incredibly powerful.
Are you ready for your marriage minute?
We're there already?
Oh, I think we are. Is there any more we need to talk about?
There's one more thing I wanted to share before we go to the marriage minute.
Let's do it.
And it's this amazing stat. 96% of conflicts end the way they begin. So 96%. So when you begin a conflict with criticism, just so you know, you only have a 4% chance of coming out of that thing with a positive outcome. 100% of the time, criticism does not work. But 96% of the time, if you start with criticism, it's just not going to end well. So here's a challenge I wanted to share with you. Choose not to start with criticism. Choose constructive conversation. Choose to use those 3 things that Tosha talked about.
So let's just break this down a little bit
Yeah.
on a personal level.
Yeah, for real.
So how does it make you feel when I come at you with criticism?
It shuts me down.
First.
So it shuts me down because I just feel like you're the person I feel the safest with. If you are gonna attack me, I'm like, I'm just gonna go downstairs. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't go lie.
be in this conversation.
Like, I'm like, yep, and Star Trek, here I come. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what it does for me.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: I can navigate criticism from almost everyone. The people I struggle with the most getting criticism is you and from our kids.
Same.
Yeah, I mean,
Same. So when you criticize me, when you're coming at me with criticism first, it actually makes me feel actually I'm pretty hard on myself as it is. And so
but you don't seem that way.
I don't
See,
because
that's
I
the
seem pretty lighthearted.
because she's like always happy and
Yeah.
smiley and joyful.
Yeah.
And so you wouldn't know of it. Like she's like a dot on water. Like, like everything's fine on the surface, but underneath it's like,
Yeah. Yes. So because I'm so hard on myself, when you criticize me, it's almost like you confirming what I've already said to myself, So it's like a double whammy at that point.
yeah. And that's really what really jacked us up in the first like 10 years of our marriage. So I thought it was my responsibility to fix everything about her in the first 2 years. And one of the things that happened,
The things that weren't broken. It was just your
it was really stupid.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. My brain wasn't fully formed. I was married when I was 24. Any which way you take it, like Tasha shut down. Like she stopped. You know what also shut down? Our sex life was not the best. At the time where we had like optimal like energy,
Should have been
having a great time. It just wasn't. It just wasn't. Here's the crazy reality. We're much older. We have amazing sex life now. I wish I knew this like 20 years ago. If you are a 20-plus-year-old person listening to this video, please don't be stupid and choose criticism. Like I don't mean to be rude to you. I'm just telling you, like I missed so many years of great connectivity because I chose criticism.
Yeah.
And it created so much tension. And my wife, who I love, went from being vibrant to feeling unappreciated and disrespected. And we had to get so much help, counseling, mentorship, books, retreats.
Yes.
I mean, we spent so much time and money fixing mistakes that are really, 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 really basic mistakes. The number one, do not start with criticism. Now, here's the real. There's going to be stuff that your spouse does that drives you crazy. Like,
Why are you
Tasha,
pointing at me?
because you drive me crazy. You are my spouse, and I drive you crazy, and you drive me crazy.
Fair.
It happens.
Fair.
That's real. So I'm not saying you're like, la, 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 nothing happens. No,
Yeah.
we're just saying, don't start with criticism. Choose to be constructive. Say, here's how I feel. Here's actually what the thing is. And here's what my real actual need is.
Yeah.
If you go that way, you de-escalate the situation. And just so you know, every conflict, you can predict what's going to happen in any conflict in 2 minutes, 3 minutes
That's
tops.
when it begins.
It's all in how it starts. So if you start by having a constructive conflict, it doesn't have to be negative. Criticism, by the way, is often a protest against losing connection. It's a cry for help disguised as a weapon. You're really saying, here's what I need. And I think it's important to understand the way often criticism is just misfired bid for connection. You're trying to connect. You feel like the other person's not listening to you. So you're like, I'm just going to up the ante and I'm going to raise my voice or I'm going to jab at them because that'll get their attention. That's not actually how people work. They're going to just read it as criticism. They're not stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, you got to understand that about humans. Now, let me ask you a quick question before we go into the marriage minute, which I'm really eager to go into.
Yeah.
let's be real with these people. Who's the biggest critic in our relationship?
Not it.
Okay. You want to know the truth?
What?
The truth is we're both pretty critical. We
Just
both
in different ways,
in
right?
different
It
ways.
comes out differently.
Her stuff, she is from Georgia. This is a Georgia peach.
Right.
She's like super sweet. And you would not know that she can lay a velvet brick on the best of them. She really can. Me, I just come straight at you. Like, I mean, you know where I'm coming from. I just can't. Yeah, I'm just.
Yeah, I lay it out, but I'm smiling while I'm doing it.
I'm saying north and south.
Yes.
You're getting all of it.
Yeah.
So we both can be really critical.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had to learn to remove the words always and never. Other than I always love you and I will never leave you. Those are the only times you use always and never.
Yeah.
You can't be using always and never when you're having just that kind of negative feedback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as you were talking earlier, you're like, hey, this really ruined our sex life. So we could actually rename this particular episode, not just destroyers of your marriage, but destroyers of your sex life. These are the very things that destroy, yes, destroy everything. But we're not going to do that. We're going to keep the name of that. Or keep the name of
No, you could rename it.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, think for a second. You are going to go to bed at some point. Just remember that part and say, you know what? I love myself some self.
Yeah.
I'm going to choose not to be critical. I'm going to choose to be constructive. I'm going to choose to build you up. I'm going to use language where I communicate. Here's what I feel.
Yes.
Here's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And literally, straight up, here is what I need. But you have been eager, and as have I, to go to the marriage minute.
All right.
Let's talk about our marriage minute. So what are we going to do for the marriage minute this time around? And by the way, this is a minute.
Yes. All right. We can do this.
Yeah,
all right. So this is called the eyes up rule.
Okay.
All right. So oftentimes when we have complaints or constructive criticism or whatever that we need to throw at our spouse, we do it while we're in the other room or we're on our phones. We're distracted. We're doing something. We're not looking right at our spouse. Okay. So the challenge is you got to stop what you're doing when you have constructive criticism to give or constructive feedback to give. You're going to stop what you're doing, put down the phone, get off the TV, whatever you're on, and look directly into your spouse's eyes. And you start your sentence with, I feel. Okay?
This is really critical. You cannot attack someone as easily that you're looking in their eyes.
Right.
So if you stop and you look in their eyes, you look them in the eye, it changes the relationship. You can look away. You can throw a criticism bomb when you're not looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
You want to look at them and you want to convey, because nonverbals, most of communication is nonverbal. Nonverbals communicate. I see you. I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I need.
Yes.
It will take you less than a minute to do this. So here's what we want to encourage you to do. So the 1 minute challenge, the minute for your marriage challenge, is to choose eyes up. Phones down, distractions away,
TV off,
or TV on mute,
yeah.
However that works. Alexa silent, eyes on. Directly to them. It'll change your relationship.
The first word is I feel. That's what you begin with.
And you end with I need.
Mm-hmm.
This changes the nature of your relationship. It makes it about vulnerability and about connection. Mm-hmm. Just so you know, the number one need that human beings, every human being on the planet, Black, white, Latino, Asian, rich, poor, young, old, number one need, connection. Yes. This builds connection. Look in each other's eyes. So eyes up is your 1 minute for your marriage challenge. We're excited to continue the conversation as we look more at the architecture of love. And in the next episode, we're going to be diving deeper and learning more. We love you. Catch you on the other side.
See you next time.